What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Isocloser channel. We have a great video for you today as I am beginning the Frozen Chronicles series, a series in which we have stories from Ice the Closer. This one is a great one. As you see in the title, this is my journey to the front of 2,000 motorcycles in a group ride, all riding together. As you look throughout the video, you will see all types of bikes, all types of ages of bikes, ages of riders, some riders with a passenger. You will not see many Harleys or cruisers or bikes like that, but every bike is welcome. That's a muscle cruiser that just passed me. All bikes were welcome, but this was mainly about 2,000 sport bikes. So it was really cool. We had a police escort. And so this ended up being between, I think, like the border of 2 states and Washington, D.C. The ride took about an hour and a half. It was extremely hot. I believe it was about 96 and very humid this day. So my jacket and stuff was stuck to me. It was just sweat everywhere. As you can see, some riders had full gear. Some riders didn't have much gear at all. As you can see, the rider behind me, it was checking and looking out. When we were really first getting going, there's a lot of clashing and you have a lot of different riders and you see some stray cars there. But again, we did have a police escort, so once we got past a certain point, we didn't really have to worry about the stray cars as much, and we were able to just open it up a lot more once we got on the full highway. So seeing this motorcycle do the wheelie brings me to my first point. When we actually did this ride, I had only been riding for about 9 months. And this was right after a huge group ride accident had happened in Chicago where a bike set on fire in a tunnel because they were wheeling and touched the ground. And of course, it was a multiple bike accident. So that was top of mind. But at the same time, I was trying to get this for my YouTube channel and my other pages and trying to, keep getting that spark going. So I really wanted to go, but I was very much nervous. After asking around and getting some advice about group rides, I learned that staying at the front tends to be the best thing, particularly for very large groups, because at the front you only have to really worry about yourself and what's in front of you. When you're at the back, you have to worry about what's in front of you, but you have like 2,000 people in front of you. And if you're in the middle, it's probably the worst place to be because that's where most people want to do their stunts and things like that. So you have to worry about that, and then you have to worry about people coming fast behind you, and you're just in the mix, so you have a lot going on. So I believe that's a stretch BMW 1000, which you don't see a lot of right there. So as you see, I got on the edge. Look at that nice Ducati too. But as you see, I got on the edge here because my goal was to get to the front. When we first started, it was a bit of a bottleneck. So even though I was kind of keeping my eye on the gate, and when we were leaving, this was my first go at this. So I think I ended up being probably like in 50th or 75th or so place when we first started, which is still very much the front for 2,000 bikes, but I did not want to be around anyone doing wheelies because I was not comfortable with that at the time, and so I worked really hard to get to the front. I just have a GoPro mounted on the back of my bike. Throughout the ride though, my GoPros did die, so I had one on the front of my helmet, one on the back of my bike. I didn't know if it was on half the time, so this was really me growing up as a videographer on a motorcycle. And then at one point when everything died, I just had to pull out my phone camera and figure it out and record what I could. So I will mix in the snippets of that. For the most part of this ride, I was at the front. By the end of this video, you will see me make it to, I believe, the very front, and that's when you'll see one of the police cars, and you'll see some of the lead trucks and stuff like that. But the police were mainly behind us, I believe, on the police escort, and then there was some ahead of us depending on the state. So some state troopers we were not able to get to cooperate with us, but it was really a good experience. I do recommend, if you are a new rider, very much get to the front. I don't recommend if you're a new rider to go on a ride this big, but if you are a rider that's comfortable with your handling, stuff like that, and you're comfortable with spatial awareness and your gears and your clutch and stuff, and you're comfortable with your bike, I would be open to going to a ride like this and do some research of what's the best place to be and what type of ride it is. I knew this was a everyone is invited ride and not just like a stunt ride or something like that. So I was comfortable going, and I just knew I had to get to the front. Brought my Suzuki SV650 because I know it didn't overheat, and as I said, that was very important because it was extremely hot out here. I got to meet so many riders and actually became like Instagram friends and stuff like that, and just network with a lot of people when I was at this event. So that really helped me grow the Ice to Closer brand, and get to know some more people in the riding community. And it was just great to see a bunch of different motorcycles, a bunch of different sport bikes and things like that. Even though in all of the bikes you see in this picture, I can almost guarantee you, other than maybe that bike on the far left, the naked bike to the left right there with the orange wheels, my bike was probably the slowest out of all of these. So just goes to show that doesn't really matter. The speed doesn't matter of your bike, because you're not going to use, with the bigger bikes, the thousands and stuff like that, you're not really going to be using that speed. So my bike did what I needed it to do. I was able to stay in about fourth gear, and I had power anywhere I needed it to, anywhere I needed to have it. And I just rode, and I hope you guys are enjoying this view. Drop in the comments, tell me what you think about this view and even this type of video, because I am experimenting with this series. But I don't know, getting to the front, it was like very peaceful. It almost felt like at first though that I wasn't even in a group ride, so part of me was wondering like, what's the point of being in a group ride if it feels like you're riding by yourself? But when I got to look at the videos and stuff, and then later on, I actually parked my bike on the side when the edges and the margins of the highway got wider, and I did let some of the bikes pass me, and I took some videos of that, and definitely took in the experience before and after of talking to all the riders, as many riders out there as I could, because you never know when these experiences come. And this event was canceled due to COVID the year before this, so it was kind of like perfect. A lot of people were ready to be out there. It's for a great cause. They raised a lot of money for a good cause. So yes, I know, and as you see, I'm starting to catch some of the lead trucks here, so I'm getting very close to the front and almost about to be the lead bike. And not many people can say they were the lead bike in a ride of 2,000 people, and I am one of those few. So yes, you guys are witnessing history right here, in case you were curious. But yes, I'm catching the cars in the front, and it's funny, you can kind of tell like some of the people with the American flags waving in the back of the truck may not typically be the type of people I would hang out with on a daily basis and stuff. And that's the beautiful thing about riding a motorcycle, is like we're all in a community together with different belief systems and somewhat different values and stuff like that, but we're able to kind of drop that and just see the person and see the rider on days like this, and that's really beautiful. So it was great being in this atmosphere and having this experience. And if anyone is curious, I would say be open to group rides, but make sure you take every precaution, and do not go on a group ride if you're worried what other people think about you, because there's just no point, and you're not going to be safe. But if you're comfortable in what you can do, you're confident in yourself, and you feel like it's going to be decently safe, as you see we passed a police officer who was helping us, then be open to the new experience. And I just want to thank everyone for watching this video. Let me know what you think, and I will see you the next time. Peace.